Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Beilein to Victory podcast. We're going on our fourth full interview, and we'll be interviewing a Rutgers fan today. But first, I want to get into Michigan's win over Jacksonville today. They did what they're supposed to do. It was a cupcake game. They won. It was a good win. Muhammad Ali Abdul-Rahman was terrific. 7 out of 7 from the field. 2 for 2 from 3, 20 points, season high for him. And people saying that he's an inefficient player, I mean, they're just out of their mind. They play again on the 2nd against Iowa to open up the full set of Big Ten play. And joining us on the set here today is Rutgers fan. The producers and I... It took us a long while to find Rutgers fan here. He is actually the only Rutgers fan on the face of the earth. And he is joining us here today. Rutgers fan, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. Could be better.
Well, Rutgers fan, I'll get your opinion on Michigan here. But let's start with this. Were you happy with Rutgers' football performance this year?
Well, I mean, we're usually, not very good. I mean, back in the good old days, in the Big East, I mean, we could win 4 conference games. And, 4 conference games. Oh my goodness. But I was very, very happy with Rutgers' performance this year, though. We didn't finish last. Can you believe that? We didn't finish last. And actually, I just came from a party, one of my friend's house. He's a Seton Hall fan, because, apparently nobody wants to be a Rutgers fan. I don't know why. And I thought the party was for Rutgers not coming in last, which I was so hyped about, but it was to watch the Seton Hall and Creighton game, which also made me more depressed than I am already. Alright, both in football and in basketball, you were able to give Michigan State a pretty good game. What do you think of that? Well, I was very impressed in football. Seeing Michigan State's a pretty good team. They're ranked, they finished pretty high in a pretty good Big Ten. But in basketball, I mean, if Rutgers makes the tournament, I think I might have a stroke. I would not be able to hold myself together if we actually made the tournament. Could you believe that? Oh my gosh, if we made the tournament and we gave Michigan State a run for their money. Oh my, could you imagine if we won the Big Ten? Oh my gosh. That would be, could you imagine if we won 8 conference games? Oh my gosh, that would be phenomenal. But that's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. Man, I just wish we could be better. And we could go back to the good old days of the Big East. Well, Rutgers fan, you sound like you're having a rough day today. Let's move on. Let's go to Michigan. Oh, please, no. They just make me feel so bad because Rutgers is not as good as them. Oh. Well, that sucks. So, how do you think they're going to do in the Outback Bowl against South Carolina? Well, it seems like all the Big Ten teams are succeeding in the bowls, and Rutgers doesn't get in a bowl. It's really unfair. I just wish they were able to make a bowl. Oh, man, if they made a bowl, could you believe that? Oh, my goodness. Oh, but that's probably not going to happen. Oh, man, if they made a bowl, though. Well, I expect Michigan to go win that game and really make me feel even more saddened than I already am to be a Rutgers fan. And it's tough being a Rutgers fan. It really is. And, man, I just wish that, if they made a bowl, that would just, I would pledge my allegiance. I would go work at Rutgers. I would go give them $1 million on the spot if they made a bowl. Oh my goodness, if they made a bowl. But we cannot forget that they did not come in last in the Big Ten this year. But probably next year, they're probably going to come in last again. Okay, well, Rutgers fan, how about Michigan's basketball team? What do you think about them compared to Rutgers? Well, as much as I'd like to say, because Rutgers gave Michigan State a fight, that Rutgers has a better basketball team, we all know that's not true. I mean, they're probably just going to go, and they're probably going to finish last in the conference again. It's really unfortunate. Man, and Michigan's team, they're just so good. I mean, I look at them, and they're like the Golden State Warriors to Rutgers. Man, imagine if we beat Michigan. Could you imagine that? We almost beat them last year. And that, I actually had a party with my Seton Hall friends for that one, too. When we almost beat Michigan, I was so hyped about that. And, oh man, it's probably not going to happen again. I want to have another party for that, but probably just going to get blown out. Well, Rutgers fan, let's go into one more question. So, obviously, your team is absolutely awful in every sport, and I don't know why they're in the Big Ten. Would you like them to move out of the Big Ten? Oh, yes, please. Please just put me out of my misery here in the Big Ten. Please just move to a different conference. How about, oh, man, we need to move to a different conference. We should go down to FCS. That would be great. Maybe, you know what? If we went down to the FCS, maybe we could finish over 500. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that be great if we finished over 500? If we went down, we need to go down to the FCS. I'm writing a letter to Rutgers football. Alright, and lastly, just to go into this a little bit more about how bad Rutgers is, how do you feel that Michigan's logo is definitely much better than Rutgers? Well, you're right. Even though Rutgers, oh man, I don't even know. Rutgers logo, it's just not good. It just adds more misery to how bad they are, and I just wish they were better. Man. Well, thank you, Rutgers fan, for joining us, and hopefully you start feeling better. And hopefully Rutgers will make the tournament, and maybe you can have a party for that with your Seton Hall friends. Yeah, well, thank you for having me. Thank you very much. Well, that's going to do it, everybody. We'll be back on Tuesday for another episode. If you liked the video, make sure to click subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed it. Happy New Year.